I did it. I was able to wake up at 5 am for one full week. Well, almost. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel where we explore strategies, tools, habits, and routines that help us be the best version of ourselves. And on that note, I tried to wake up at 5 am for one full week to find out if it really is that big of a deal. I mean, all high achievers from the world's most successful CEOs to the world's best athletes, they talk about the importance of waking up early, and 5 am seems to be the magic number. And so I wanted to try it out myself by waking up at 5 am and see if it really works and if I can recommend it to other people, and most importantly, if I can include this waking up early routine in my life as well or not. By the way, this is one of the first 1 week self-improvement experiments that I will be conducting and I will be documenting on this YouTube channel. So if this sounds interesting, please consider subscribing. It always means a lot. Enough of this plug. Let's get started.
Alright guys, so it's 5 in the morning, and as you can probably see from my eyes or make out from my voice that it's not good. The point is, it absolutely sucks to wake up this early. I'm so sleepy and I'm groggy as well. I think the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to take a shower and then I'm going to make a cup of coffee. But I just want to see how waking up at 5 a.m. feels and how it affects my life, and if it's a net positive or net negative change. But yeah, for the time being, it sucks.
It really sucked. I was feeling so mentally cluttered and groggy, and the only thought that came into my mind was going back to bed. But I kept at it because, firstly, I had wanted to do something like this for a long time, and secondly, and more importantly, I knew I was doing it for the right reasons, I knew that by delaying the instant gratification, something good was definitely going to come out of it.
Alright, so you see that? You see all of this? That sunlight shining bright on those trees? The sun-kissed trees, I meant. And this is exactly one of the reasons why I wanted to do these morning routines, these 5 a.m. morning trials and experiments, because there is a beauty and there's a sense of romanticism that is associated with mornings. And like all the high performers say that they wake up early to get stuff done. And I really wanted to see how waking up early may impact my productivity, how much more can I get done, because in recent years, I have had this tendency of sleeping late. I wouldn't call myself a night owl, but I've had this tendency of sleeping late for various reasons, and I just wanted to give it a try to see how waking up early and then romanticizing seeing the sun come up with a cup of coffee in hand, and then journaling and doing meditation and stuff impacts my work and focus, mental clutter, and all those things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think this was necessary. This one day of hell is necessary for me to reset my sleep schedule, to make me go to bed on time.
Going to bed on time? Sure, lol. Anyways, I'm going to come to that in a while, but the good thing is that as soon as I started to work, I was in the flow state straight up. I had started working even before most people on my team had woken up, and it was so good. There were no distractions, no notifications from email or Microsoft Teams, and no meetings to disrupt my concentration. I also think that my mind and body were fully rested, which helped in me getting into flow state faster. And at the end of 2 hours, I was satisfied that I was able to get a huge chunk of my work even before 8 am, even before other people had logged in. And that feeling of accomplishment was so addictive, in my opinion. That alone was enough to force me to get up on time for the rest of the days of this experiment.
Alright guys, so it's almost 11 p.m. and talking of sufficient sleep, because I did not get that yesterday, I did end up in an late afternoon / evening slump, wherein I took an extended nap of around 35-40 minutes just after my day job. And yeah, as for tomorrow's plans, I intend to wake up at 5 a.m. again, because the amount of stuff that I can get done without anyone just like pinging and like the world around me being quiet is just tremendous. So that is also something that I'm looking forward to, and yeah, I'll keep you guys posted.
I did wake up on time, but I had absolutely no orientation. So much so that when I was recording the thoughts very early on in the morning, I forgot to turn on the mic for that shot. Silly me. Anyways, Based on the previous day, my only motivation was to pull through the first hour just to capitalize on the first 2 hours that I would sit and work before my day job started. And that was fantastic again. It seemed like a superpower to be able to wake up early and work on the things that you need to get done, the most important task of the day, eating the frog as they call it, because I was able to get the same amount of work done in those 2 hours that I would get in 4 to 5 hours of normal work days.
Alright, guys, so this is the end of day 3, and in the morning, I was able to wake up early. I was able to wake up slightly on time. I woke up at around 5:15, 5:20, but it was very difficult as compared to the last 2 days. Maybe because my previous workouts were kicking in from Mondays and Tuesdays, and I was consistently sleeping late. And as a result of that, I am feeling the slump right now. I'm out of energy. It was a productive day. I didn't have any hiccups throughout the day. I did have an afternoon slump, but I forced myself to work through it. And I think this is the perfect time to start this early night schedule so that I'm able to wake up fresher. I want to point out though that although it's very difficult to wake up early, once I'm up and running, once I'm ready, and once I sit on my desk, it all becomes so crystal clear that I'm doing these for the right reasons, because there is no disturbance, the world is sleeping, there are no notifications on my work laptop, no nothing. I can just focus in on my work, and also I'm fully rested, my brain and body is fully rested. So the thing that I'm doing, my productivity is just 4x'd. And yeah, at the end of it, I'll decide if I want to keep on doing this or not, because it does take a toll on my body. I could feel the heaviness of weights when I was lifting today. So yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving this experiment. I want to continue doing it for the rest of the days. I'll keep you posted. See ya.
It was all going fantastic. I was breezing through this experiment. I just told myself that if I could just force my body and mind to wake up on time, wake up early for the next few days until this waking up thing becomes a habit, it would be awesome. But unfortunately, it was not all sunshine and rainbows.
Alright, guys, so this is day 5 update time. But wait, where's day 4? Alright, I messed up. I didn't wake up at 5 a.m. on day 4. In fact, I woke up way too late. I slept on time, but I think because of the last 3 days of me grinding through the day, carrying out my workouts, and yet not taking enough rest, enough sleep, resulted in my body giving up. And I think I slept at around 10, 11ish on the night of day 3, and I woke up at like 7ish, 7 a.m. on day 4. And then I had to get ready and get to work. I work from the office on that day, and then I had to get up and go to work. And yeah, it was a busy day, it was a productive day, and I did not get tired because I was fully rested throughout the night. And yeah, even yesterday I slept on time, but as a result of that, because my body is rested, I was able to wake up on time. And as you all know, after waking up, it's all a smooth game, because I have this time and energy and resources right at the start of the day to work on my creative side hustles and businesses. And I have to get the tasks done which drain my creative juices right at the start of the day before I start my day work.
So this is the final day of my 1 week experiment of waking up at 5 a.m. and I wanted to share some lessons and recommendations if you want to try something like this by your own. Number 1, if your current schedule allows you to hit your goals regularly while also spending your time in a meaningful way, there is absolutely no need to go through this hell. I mean, waking up early works for some people depending on their circadian rhythms and archetypes, and if you're not that type of person, while you can definitely be that type of person who wakes up early, it will require tremendous effort. I want to mention that you will get the benefit of those 2 to 3 golden hours to work and make tremendous progress. Number 2, sleeping on time is the biggest takeaway. You cannot compromise on sleep. A good morning routine starts the night before, and if you consistently keep on waking up early without giving your body adequate rest, it will tire out and will ultimately lead to burnout, as in my case. And this points hold more importance if you are somebody who goes to the gym regularly or does some kind of physical activity, because muscles need time to repair and recover. Hence, do not compromise on sleep. And finally, I was able to get into flow states very easier and was able to complete a big chunk of my tasks very early on in the day. I think I will not continue to do that because on some days I had a major blocker and I needed help from my coworkers or some senior engineers, and I basically needed some form of collaboration which was not present, obviously, because people were sleeping or they were getting ready for work while I was in the middle of a hardcore problem. And that's why I was not able to make much progress on those days. Instead, working on my side hustles is something that interests me. Doing that sort of work when my creative juices are up and running very early on in the day also makes sense. So, that is something that I will continue to do. Or indulging in the perfect morning routine, which includes meditation and journaling and that whole slow morning vibe. Because I find it quite difficult to stop myself once I get going, once 8 a.m. hits, once I start doing my day job tasks, and then I have to work on my body to go to the gym, cook healthy food, then I have to work on my side hustles. So it's work right after 8 a.m. And so I would want to use the early mornings as me time or as thinking time, because genius requires solitude. And throughout the day, I am occupied with someone or something. So I would want to use these mornings for thinking about the day, about the week, planning about the future, thinking about the past, the lessons, reflecting on myself, thinking inward, as they say spiritually, and for stuff like that. However, this is not the most productive way to spend your mornings, as Andrew Huberman mentions, because you need to get the most important task of the day first thing in the morning to be most productive, because that is when your mind and body is fully alert and you will be able to give your full resources to the problem. But for the time being, I'm not going to do that. I also entertain the idea of working out first thing in the morning, which is something I have not tried in this experiment, but getting this important activity of my life done the first thing in the morning means that I am winning, because on some days I find it very difficult to just move my ass from my work desk to hit the gym after an exhausting day. And that's why I think getting the workout thing done first thing in the morning will give me a lot of times in my evenings as well to work on my creative hustles. And yeah, probably that is the thing that I'm going to try next. So all in all, I will continue to wake up early at around 5:30ish a.m. because I think it is a superpower, and I will probably stack some other habits like journaling and cold showers and stuff on this waking up early thing to bring the best out of myself. At least that's what people say. So that's what I'm going to do next, along with the workout thing. And obviously all of this I will be documenting on this YouTube channel. So if that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing. As always, that means a lot, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.